Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 here to bring you another episode review. This is going to be pretty much the it for a while at least, until one episode review, which will happen Wednesday. Crime Edge, and possibly Evangelion, I guess, but it'll be really dry, no chapters. No big videos to do later on until Thursday, probably. Give or take. But anyway, let's get into this. This is going to be episode 4 of Gargantia on the Verdurous planet. This one was called Flute of Memory or Recollection, however you want to call it. Pretty much. Now, this episode was last week was really action packed with the pirates attacking, and it's kind of weird. In the subtitles of this anime, Amy calls the guy who's from the other planet Ledo. L-E-D-O. But on Anime News Network, they list him as being called Red. I'll call him whatever. I'll call him Red. I'll call him Ledo. So pretty much what happens in this episode, they have Ledo helping them out, pretty much, with just menial chores, working around the ship of Gargantia, and I got Chambers, the robot, lifting cargo box, huge crates, huge metal fucking crates, to a certain destination on the ship, cargo. And he tells the robot Chambers to do it, and while he's doing it, he notices that something drops out of his pocket, and it's the letter, the invoice he got from Rigid, I believe, the one, the female, the second in command, and she's telling him that he'll get to stay on the ship for free, as long as he, works up the payments of the damage he did to the ship, to the cargo area, that whole thing. And basically he agrees to doing this and says, yeah, and then one of the guys on the ship asks him, are you the only one who can control him, or can we control him, Chambers? And he explains it, and this show's kind of strange how, the translations are weird. Like, it's like two things. He's talking in a completely different language, and they translate it to him, and he's talking the robot's voice. It's very strange. But anyway, it basically tells him, yeah, you can control him if you want to, too. So that's when they decide to use Chambers to help around and everything. And he doesn't get in trouble that he's sitting back, Ledo, and he's just like working on this flute thing. He kind of gets not really in trouble with it, but it's just Chambers is doing all the work, And that's when we see Amy approach him and saying what it is that he was making, and he doesn't know. Well, it was kind of funny. This whole thing was about that flute that he made. Because the thing about Ledo is, you don't really know too much about his character. He's a very big mystery, and should be, because he's from a different planet. He's from a different area. And, you just don't know anything about him. So, what happened was, the rest of the episode is basically him going with Amy to go and meet up with her little brother, Bevel. Because he's asking all these questions, Ledo, about, people who are weak and stuff, and how on where he's from, they're disposed of. And he wants to know more about it, and so on and so forth. So she takes him to see, well, before that, she takes him to see this doctor who explains a few things about the situation, the planet he's on, and how day-to-day things go, and how they used to have the technology that he has, but it has long since been forgotten. That's basically the explanation he gets. And then after that, he goes and meets Bevel. And Bevel is really, Amy's little brother is fascinated with Leto. And explains to him how, not like his planet, but on it like his planet, kind of, they're all on standby. It was kind of weird how Leto can't fathom. It is really, I like how they're doing this show. They're doing this show very nicely because they have it where you got this cultural difference, and it really shows, and they're pulling it through right in the open of the differences between what Leto, his society is, and what life is like on the Gargantia and on this planet. It's totally different, and he's trying to figure out the whole concept of it. So, and that was explained in this episode during like the middle part, and then the rest is just there's a part where they're collecting water because it's raining, and he helps them collect the water, and then after that he goes back to Bevel, and Bevel tells him, my sister told me you didn't know what you were making here, but to me this looks like a flute. And he starts playing on the flute, and as he's playing on the flute, Bevel, Leto starts crying out of nowhere. And apparently what it was he was remembering something from back when he was a child. And that made him cry. And he was very sad about it. And I was like, oh shit. It was like a very emotional thing. And Bevel felt like he was at fault and everything, but he wasn't. So, and also there's another scene where Amy's friends were looking at him, and one of the friends was saying like he's feels very lonely, and he should be, because he's coming into this strange land. Wait, I'm in song, a stranger in a strange land. Thought I'd drop that there. I gotta drop that there. And that's the whole premise. I really like this show, and I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. Yeah. I like how they pushed this together, this episode. And after that whole thing with him crying, Amy came in with some tea, and they were drinking the tea. So, even though there was not a lot of action, this was a lot of development in showing what Leto was about. I like how they're developing his character. How now they showed this in this episode, how they show the differences between what he sees and what they see in their separate societies, and how, a little background thing here, a little flashback kind of background on Leto and what he's all about and everything. So I think this show is very promising, and I think we're going to get more as we go along. So yeah, I totally digged it. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what went down in this episode. And I really like it. I like when you develop a character like this to a point when, and I like the whole thing with different places. Like you have Leto, who's coming from space, and then you have the Gargantia is not about that. They're not about space. They're about Earth, and they're on a ship, and they collect things that are very important. I mean, you saw how they collect fresh water? When it rains, they collect it. It's like that's how they get their water. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. So, And I kind of feeling like later on in this show, there's going to be this thing where Leto's going to realize that he might not want to go back. Call me crazy, but I got a feeling he's going to want to stay. He doesn't want to go back to space. He wants to stay on this planet with Amy and everyone else. But hey, that's just me. That's just me. But anyway, people, that's all I got for you guys. This is Bonkai 922. I love this show. It's getting really good. I like what we're doing here. Developing characters like this. It's just... I like it. I like how they do this. I like how they develop this character. Show some background on him. And have him interact with other characters. So, yeah. Good episode. 4 out of 5. Good episode. Great. And that's all I got for you guys. So, yeah. It's been Bonkai 922. Like I said before, no big 3 this week. Yeah, no Bleach, no One Piece, no nothing. It's going to be kind of dry. Probably a live stream tonight, but I've been live streaming a lot of times, so I might move it to Wednesday. But we'll see. Because the only other things I have going on is the Ava movie, which I still haven't reviewed, but I will get to it. I'll watch the rest of it and get to it. And the stuff from Sakura Matsuri. All the tags too. Well, one tag. I'm only gonna do one tag, the hockey's tag. So those are the only things that might be going on Wednesday and possibly tomorrow, possibly, but we'll see. And that's all I got for you guys. So like I said, it's Bonkai 922. I will see you guys later. Peace.